So the mix I fish for this time of year will consist of a lot of small food items. I'm not going to fish big 15mm baits or even 18mm baits or anything like that. I want everything scaled down, everything small, but like I say, high attract. So I'll go through what I've been doing on this trip. The bulk items of my mix is made up of maize and sweet corn. Sweet corn is a mega winter bait, but what I do is I pimp it a little bit. So what I do is I get split maize. Now, officially you don't have to boil split maize, but I do boil it and I get it nice and soft, and once it's boiled and it's sat in the boiling water, I'm going to use a hydro spod syrup. I'll show you which one I'm using at the moment. Everything at the moment is S7, so we're not fully into winter, so I'm sticking with the S7. Because I'm catching on it, I'm going to stick with it. As we move into proper frosty weather, I will probably change to the switch. The only reason I'm going to do that is the last 2 winters on the switch I've had really good years, so at the moment we're all S7. So on my maize and sweet corn I put some hydro spod syrup and I leave that on soak for 48 hours before I come fishing. So once that mix is all softened up, I've got my sweet corn and my split maize. I'm going to put the S7 stick mix on top. I'll show you this stuff. This is like a red coloured powder, like more use for obviously for creating little PVA bags, but I pour it liberally on the top and give it a good mix around. And what I'm trying to create is like a ground bait ball. So the next thing I do is get the hydro spod syrup. Again, this is in S7, but I don't just pour it on top. What I do is, the first time I fished here, when I finished fishing, I filled my water bottle up with lake water. So when I create this mix, I'm doing it all with lake water, by the way. So what I do is I get half a tub of S7 spod syrup and I mix it with lake water, give it a mega shake, and I pour that in to get my mix into that kind of paste, like a ground bait ball, like I say. Once I've got that, I actually squeeze it into a ball and just fit the ball. It's almost like what you'd use on a method mix, and just put that ball into the spod, and then on the back of the spod, just pour a little bit of the liquid on top. So the ball hits the water from the spod and it's dropped straight through. This makes it very heavy as well. And what I'm doing is, and this is something that I've been kind of thinking about for a long time. If you look at this lake, the majority of the anglers that fish this lake are using bait boats, and naturally what that creates is a tiny little baited patch. Now, in my years of stalking, I've seen fish spook off tight patches of bait. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I kind of think initially that becomes a really good tactic, but they do kind of think, hey, that looks a bit, and I've seen the pecks come out, you know, when I've been stalking them and they've looked at bait and thought, you know. So what I've done here is, I'm fishing long into the lake. I'm fishing 28 wraps. So I've got 3 rods, and they're probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 10 yards apart, all 3 rods. This is the spot where I was seeing fish when I got here. So I've got 3 rods on that line. So I've created probably maybe half a tennis court area, and I've just dropped the spom in different areas all over that. So when I'm spodding, I start at 28 wraps, and then I'll do a spod, and then I'll take a few spool lines off, and then I'll do it again, then add a few on. So I'm scattering bait all across my area. So I've kind of got like 60 PVA bags out there. So when the fish move into my area, it isn't just clump, clump, clump. There's little patches of bait all over the area that I'm fishing. And it's something that I've been doing for quite a while now, and I'm convinced that's what's helped me catch the fish that I've caught on this trip. All right, I haven't caught any big ones, but equally I've had 6 bites, and I've only seen 1 or 2 fish out while I've been here, and I do think that approach works. So it's just like a carpet area of feed with single pop-ups. I've been fishing milky malts on this trip, just single pop-ups thrown into the area, and I think the fish kind of feed on it a little bit more confidently.